Tsale, let me tell you the story of a seductive, troublesome woman. This is the opera Carmen. Now, Carmen was written by Georges Bizet, who's a French composer, and he based it on a novel by another French author called Prosper Mérimée. But the whole thing is set in Spain. Carmen is this tough, feisty woman, and she works in a cigarette factory. But she gets into a fight with another factory worker, ends up getting herself arrested by none other than Don Jose, who is a soldier that she has her eye on. After he arrests Carmen, Carmen decides she's going to do everything she can to seduce this guy. The thing is, he has a girlfriend at home called Micaela. He's in love with her. He plans to marry her. So Don Jose has to guard Carmen while they figure out what to do with her. And while he's guarding her, Carmen's like, this is my chance. Now, Carmen is like, oh, you don't want me? He's like, no, I'm not interested. She's like, we'll see about that. So she's all like, and Don Jose is like, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. And she's like, I told you. So she's able to convince him to let her escape. How? So she escapes. He gets in trouble, of course, but by now he's falling head over heels in love with Carmen. They become an item. Now, mind you, Don Jose's girlfriend has come looking for him, and she's all confused. Now he's forgetting all about his little girlfriend, and he's in love with Carmencita. So Carmen and Jose start dating. They're having their fun. All of a sudden, who comes on the scene? The buff bullfighter, Escamillo. This is where it gets really interesting. Escamillo sees Carmen, and he's like, ooh, that's nice. And Carmen is like, please, I have a man. I'm not interested. Then Escamillo is like, oh, but I am interested. Mind you, with all of this going on, there's a lot of subplots with drug deals and Carmen and her shady friends all doing all kinds of stuff. Jose ends up joining the bad side a bit and getting into more trouble. After a while, Carmen is getting restless with Jose and she's like, I think it's time for me to move on to something else. And she sets her sights on Escamillo. Jose and Escamillo end up getting into a fight over Carmen. Meanwhile, Micaela is still looking for Jose, but of course, by this time, he's infatuated with Carmen. In all of this hullabaloo, Carmen and her friends have like a tarot card reading, some kind of prediction about Carmen meeting her untimely death. Ooh. Fast forward, now Escamillo and Carmen are a hot item. She is the bullfighter's girlfriend. She's excited. She goes to one of his bullfights with him. When she gets there, her girls are like, Tsale, Carmen, we saw Jose hanging around and he didn't look too happy. Carmen is like, oh, forget that guy. I can handle him, no problem. Her girls are like, okay. So she's walking around the place and Jose meets up with her. He's begging her to just come back to him. Carmen is like, my guy, leave me alone. Jose is like, oh, well, if I can't have you, no one can have you. He stabs her, she dies. Yes, it is a tragic end to one of opera's most beloved characters. And I say beloved because it really is a wonderful opera. She's a memorable character, beautiful music, one of the most popular arias in all of the repertoire. Even for people who don't know opera, you probably have heard of the Habanera. And it's one of those operas that if you've never seen an opera before, maybe you will enjoy it as a first one. That's Carmen in a flash. Cheers.